Hello everyone, my name is Aquilin. Today's video will be titled The Truth About Slavery in 1620, Unfiltered History and Sources. The Truth About Slavery in 1620, Unfiltered History and Sources. As we look back through the annals of history, certain years stand out for their impact on the course of human events. The year 1620 is often celebrated for the arrival of the Mayflower, bringing pilgrims to the shores of what would become Massachusetts. Yet, less discussed but equally significant is the stark reality of slavery during this era, which casts a long shadow over America's storied past. This article dives into the unfiltered truth and sources about slavery in 1620, challenging the sanitized narrative often found in history textbooks. A world entangled with slavery. In 1620, slavery was not just an emerging system, it was an entrenched practice in many parts of the world, including Europe, Africa, and the Americas. The transatlantic slavery The transatlantic slave trade was in its infancy, having begun in the mid-15th century, but it was rapidly becoming the bedrock of colonial economic system. European powers like Spain and Portuguese had already established slave-based economies in their South American and Caribbean colonies. England was also beginning to invest in the slave trade more slowly. The infamous journey of the Mayflower intersected with these realities. While the Pilgrims sought religious freedom elsewhere, European traders were capturing and transporting African slaves to work in brutal conditions on plantations across the Atlantic world. The hidden connection. The Pilgrim's journey itself had indirect connections to the broader context of slavery. The investors who funded the Mayflower were also involved in ventures in the Caribbean where slavery was becoming increasingly central for the economic growth. Moreover, the Mayflower intended destination was near the mouth of the Hudson River, an area soon to become a hub for slave labor under Dutch control. Even the agreement that governed the Pilgrims' colonies, the Mayflower Compact, was signed against a backdrop where, across the ocean, economies were being built on the backs of enslaved people. This highlights the complex interplay between the quest for freedom for some and the deepening entrenchment of forced labor for others. These are eyewitness accounts and records. Historical records from the early 1600s reveal the chilling reality of slave trade operations. Documents from European traders, such as ship logs, trader accounts, and letters, provide a bureaucratic yet harrowing insight into how slavery was conducted. For example, a 1620 entry in a British merchant letter details a shipment of African slaves to Jamestown, Virginia, describing it as a profitable venture. Moreover, writing from figures like Spanish Farrer, who witnessed the atrocities committed against indigenous people in the Americas, served as early condemnation of forced labor. His accounts, while focused on the plight of Native Americans, indirectly spotlighted the parallel injustice forced by African slaves brought to other colonies. The persistency of memory. As we explore the truth of 1620, it is critical to understand the mechanisms of historical memory. The narrative that celebrates pilgrim settlers often overshadows the concurrent story of enslavement and exploitation that enable colony prosperity. Museums, historical sites, and educational curriculums have only recently begun to address these dual histories, providing a more comprehensive view of the past. Unfiltered history today. Access to unfiltered sources about slavery in 1620, such as digital archives and transcribed documents, have transformed our understanding of this dark chapter. These sources allow historians and the public alike to piece together a more accurate picture of how deeply slavery was woven into the fiber of early colonial life. In conclusion, the truth about slavery in 1620 challenged us to reflect on the complexity of history. It compels us to reckon with the painful aspect of our past, recognizing that the quest for freedom and dignity was not universally embraced. By confronting these unfiltered truths, we honor the memory of those who suffered under slavery and take a critical step towards genuine historical understanding and reconciliation. In doing so, we not only acknowledge the full scope of our shared history, but also ensure that the lessons it teaches us about humanity, inhumanity, and resilience continue to resonate today and guide us tomorrow. And that is the end. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, and I will make sure to subscribe back to your YouTube channel. If you do not have a YouTube channel, please send me a direct link for one of your other social media platforms, and I will be sure to follow you on your other social media platform. Again, thank you for taking the time to listen. Keep safe and well and out of harm's way.